Hello my friends, target individuals, non-target individuals. I've been doing a lot of rambling videos and they're pretty negative and angry lately. So I just wanted to kind of go into maybe something that makes it a little bit more concrete because it's very real. And so I just wanted to go into some of the patents. And I may not be able to read all of the patents. They're so long and confusing with part A and B and B1 and A, C, A through C, and all these different parts, but I wanted to go ahead and just start reading them so you realize the concreteness of all this for non-target individuals. For target individuals, we've been tortured by it, so we understand it's a very real concept. Not a concept that people have brought into the real world and tortured Americans and other people in other countries with. So I'll just start. I looked this up like on Google. I was like, patents for directed energy weapons. That's what I put in, and I just hit the first one. Anybody can research this information, pull it up, and it's very easy. So this first one is dual use RF, radio frequency directed energy weapon and imager, US 804-9173 B1. Abstract. There is disclosed a dual-use RF-directed energy weapon and imager. A generator may provide a first beam of RF electromagnetic energy which may be directed to an object by a beam director. An imager may form an image of the object. The imager may share an aperture defined by the beam director. I don't even know what that means. But this, let's see. Publication number US 804-9173B1, publication grant type, grant, application number, I want to see when it was done, publication date November 1st, 2011, filing date May 17th, 2007, also published, inventors, let's see, inventors, Kenneth W. Brown, original assignee, Raytheon Company, Raytheon, the corporation that makes microwaves. Alright, so let's go down. And there's a picture of the dual use RF directed energy weapon and imager. And it looks like a kind of a rifle. Can y'all, I don't know if y'all will be able to see this. Probably not very good. It looks like a rifle with a square front. Has a lot of schematics for the weapon. Okay. And this will be my first in a series. I'm not going to do a whole, just these. I'll do other rants in between them. I guess if you call them rants or, you know, talking about our situation. But I will be doing a lot of these. Description, notice of copyrights and trade dress. A portion of the disclosure of this patent document contains material which is subject to copyright protection. This patent document may show and or describe matter which is or may become trade dress of the owner. Blah, 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 blah. I don't want to read all that. Background. Field. This disclosure relates to non-lethal weapon systems and to non-lethal weapons systems utilizing directed microwave energy in particular. So, the field of this patent is, this disclosure relates to non-lethal weapon systems and to non-lethal weapon systems utilizing directed microwave energy. This is a patent. This is a U.S. patent. Like, this is a U.S. patent that's already been approved. Description of the related art. Non-lethal weapons employing directed microwave energy are a known method to deter or discourage an intruder or other target individual. They use the word target individual in the patent. How cute. It's so cute. It's so cute. Like, all this kind of feeds into itself, and it really is very cute. Non-lethal weapons employing directed microwave energy are a known method to deter or discourage an intruder or other target individual from entering a controlled area or from continuing some undesired action, such as living. Example, that such as living was my part added in. Example, microwave-directed energy weapons, also termed active denial systems. Active denial means it's invisible and they can deny it. Are described in U.S. patent number 7,126,477 and U.S. 2007/0040725A1. Description of the drawings. Figure 1 is a block diagram of a dual-use directed energy weapon and imager. Figure 2 is a block diagram of a dual-use directed energy weapon and imager. Figure 3A and Figure 3B are schematic diagrams of an optical system. Figure 4 is a schematic diagram of an optical system. Figure 5 is a conceptual elevational view of a handheld dual-use directed energy weapon and imager. Figure 6 is a conceptual elevational view of a vehicle-mounted dual-use directed energy weapon and imager. Detailed description. Throughout this description, the embodiments and examples shown should be considered as exemplars rather than limitations on the apparatus and methods disclosed or claimed. I have no idea what an exemplar is, but I feel like it's something that starts something out, so there's no limitations on the design, the function, or invention of the system or machine that they're building. Description of apparatus. Referring now to Figure 1, a dual-use directed energy weapon and imager 100 may include a generator for generating a first beam of electromagnetic energy, a beam director for directing the first beam of electromagnetic energy to an object. As targeted individuals, I take offense to this patent. It is being directed at humans. And an imager to capture an image of the object. So these dual-use energy weapons get our images and can send electromagnetic energy at us. So if you ask how they see you in your house and surveil you, they have one weapon that hurts you and image and gets you on the image. Just one weapon that does it. It's a dual-use RF energy beam director. The dual-use directed energy weapon and imager may optionally include an illuminator for illuminating the object with a object. They keep saying object because the patent's not going to want to mention that they're killing human beings in their sleep. With a second beam of electromagnetic energy, the imager may capture the image of the object using at least a portion of the second beam of electromagnetic energy that is reflected from the object as image beam. The generator may include an electromagnetic energy source, which may be supported by a power conditioner and a cooling subsystem. The electromagnetic energy source may be a solid-state source, a vacuum tube source, or another source. The electromagnetic energy source may include an array of solid-state sources such as a planar reflect array, a grid oscillator array, a grid amplifier array, or another form of amplifier array. The outputs of the array of solid-state sources may be spatially combined or combined using a conventional waveguide power combiner, strip-line power combiner, or another power combining system. The electromagnetic energy source may generate W-band millimeter wave electromagnetic energy, which may have a frequency of 75 to 110 gigahertz. The electromagnetic energy source may generate microwave energy, terahertz energy, or other electromagnetic energy. The power conditioner may convert power from a primary power source to one or more power forms required by the electromagnetic energy source. The primary power source may be a battery, a vehicle generator or other generator, or a conventional 120 volt or other AC power supply. The cooling subsystem may remove heat generated by the electromagnetic energy source and power conditioner. The cooling subsystem may incorporate a coolant, which may be air or another gas, a liquid or a phase change material. The cooling system may use cryogenic gas from a gas bottle as a coolant. The cooling system may include one or more heat exchangers to transfer heat from the electromagnetic energy source to the coolant, and or from the coolant to the surrounding air or to another medium. The beam director may include at least one optical element, which may define an aperture through which the first beam of electromagnetic energy must pass. While the optical element is shown schematically in Figure 1 as a curved mirror, the beam director may include multiple optical elements, which may include spherical, parabolic, aspheric, or other curved mirrors, flat mirrors, spherical, and aspheric lenses, and passive reflect arrays which, although physically flat, function similarly to a curved mirror. The beam director may also include an aperture sharing element to separate the image beam, used for imaging for the first beam of the electromagnetic energy. So they're saying this thing can see you, and that's how it targets. It's a dual-purpose electromagnetic weapon, where the microwave views you in your house, and then it shoots the energy at the target, and that's how they're able to hit with such accuracy with these microwaves. Many configurations of an aperture sharing element are known. In the example of Figure 1, the aperture sharing element transmits the first beam of electromagnetic energy, but reflects the image beam from the object. To allow separation at the aperture sharing element, the first beam of electromagnetic energy and the image beam may differ in frequency, polarization state, or both frequency and polarization. I don't even know what that means. The illuminator may be a continuous wave or a modulated source of millimeter wave or other electromagnetic energy. As will be discussed, the imager may capture an image of the object, the human being that they're killing in their house. They say object because it's a patent, and they don't want to say this stuff is being used to kill human beings. Using a portion of the energy from the illuminator, which is reflected from the object. The illuminator and the imager do not constitute a radar system, since no attempt is made to determine the range to the object or to otherwise form a three-dimensional image. In order to allow the reflected beam to be separated from the first beam of electromagnetic energy at the aperture sharing element, the illuminator may generate an illumination beam that has a different frequency or a different polarization, or both, from the first beam of electromagnetic energy. The imager for capturing an image of an object may include an image detector array that receives the image beam from the aperture sharing element. Within this document, the phrase capture an image is intended to mean optically forming an image at a focal plane and detecting the image with an array of detectors to form an electronic image signal representative of the image. The captured image may be displayed and or recorded. Within this document, an imager is an optoelectronic system that captures the image of an object. The image detector array may be an array of energy detectors, such as an array of antennas feeding a corresponding number of bolometers, or an array of antennas coupled to detector diodes. The image detector array, and I don't even know, I'm reading these words, but I don't know how all this goes together. It's very sophisticated technology. The image detector array may include low noise amplifiers for each detector element. The image detector array may be an array of detectors suitable for detecting the illumination energy provided by the illuminator. The imager may include an image processor that converts image signals from the image detector array into a form suitable for presentation on display. The image processor may include a wide range of signal processing and image processing functions, such as amplification, thresholding, gamma correction, or other nonlinear level transformation, resolution enhancement, and jitter reduction. As will be discussed subsequently, and jitter reduction is it's kind of so it stays on target. So the human using it, their shaking or anything could be corrected for that. I know that. That's one thing I know about all this jibber jabber. Let's see, where am I? Aiming subsystem. Okay, here we go. As will be discussed subsequently, the dual-use directed energy weapon and imager may include an aiming subsystem that may include a video camera or other instrument that forms another image of the object being people dying in their homes, and they say object. Object will be the word used through this patent, and that is a kick in my nuts. The image processor may receive one or more additional image signals, not shown in Figure 1, from the aiming subsystem, and may combine the received image signals with the image from image detector array for presentation on display. The image processor may use known techniques such as pseudo-coloration to combine multiple images. The display may be any display device such as CRT display, liquid crystal display, or light-emitting diode display, having sufficient resolution to present the image or images of the object, of the naked people in their house that they're shooting their testicles in their chest. That's what we can replace object with. I know that. That's all I know. I hear a lot of stuff in scientific terms, but I know object can be replaced by humans dying in their homes. That's basically what I know. The display device may be opaque or may be transparent and disposed in or near an operator's line of sight to the object. The display device may be a head-up display that superimposes the displayed image over the object at the same apparent distance as the object, such that an operator may view the object and the displayed image simultaneously without any change in angle of view or eye focus. So this is kind of how I think they're explaining kind of how they can compensate for motion, because it's so many different things. Finding a view of the object, which is a dying American or a dying person in the world, or a young woman or a young man, and it can basically overlay images and allow them to see something and keep it in sight. Keep it in sight, so there is a definite, motion compensator for it. Wow, I mean, I'm just reading this for the first time. Such that an operator may view the object and the displayed image simultaneously without any change in the angle of view or eye focus. The optics required to superimpose the displayed information over the object are not shown in Figure 1, but are well known in the display art. Excuse me, guys. The dual-use directed energy weapon and imager may also include a control subsystem. The control subsystem may include one or more ergonomically sensible controls to activate the illuminator and the imager, as well as a trigger or other control means to activate the generator to generate the first beam of electromagnetic energy. The control subsystem may include other manual or autonomous functions, such as adjusting the appearance of the display, limiting the duration that the first beam of electromagnetic energy can be directed towards an object, or dying American, or dying person in the world, person that they are killing in their sleep. We'll just replace object with that. I don't want to have to do it every time, but in your mind, when they say object, remember, is a human being, a targeted individual, someone who did no crime or any kind of violent crimes. Let's remember that object means that. Sensing hazardous conditions such as excessive temperature in the source of electromagnetic energy, and informing the operator when the primary power source or coolant supply may be depleted. So they actually have to cool these weapons down. The control subsystem may interact with a security subsystem to prevent unauthorized or inappropriate use of the dual-use directed energy weapon and imager, and to safeguard against the use of this weapon by unauthorized persons who acquire stolen or captured weapons. Really? Because these weapons seem stolen to me and they're killing Americans. So what happened to that part of the patent? What happened to that part of the system? The security subsystem may include a simple keypad for entry of a personal identification number to authenticate a user, or a fingerprint reader or other biometric identification means, such as is being used for keyless entry into automobiles. The security subsystem may include less evident protection measures, such as a special protocol for replacing batteries. The security subsystem may also include a self-destruct mechanism to damage or destroy critical portions of the dual-use directed energy weapon and imager, such as the electromagnetic energy source, in the event of an attempt at unauthorized use or unauthorized disassembly. So that means these people are authorized to do this. Is that what that means? Or does it mean these people have found some way to disable that function, to disable these weapons? I'm pretty sure they're authorized. The dual-use directed energy weapon and imager may also include an aiming subsystem. The aiming subsystem may include a low magnification or unity magnification optical telescope, or a laser or other optical source to provide a visible pointing beam aligned with the direction of the first electromagnetic beam. The aiming subsystem may include a video camera, infrared camera, or other aiming sensor aligned with the direction of the first electromagnetic beam. The image from such an aiming sensor may be displayed to allow operation of the dual-use directed energy weapon and imager by an operator who does not have a direct view of the object. The image from an aiming sensor may also be recorded for purposes of operator training, verification of appropriate use within defined rules of engagement, and post-use analysis of tactics and command decisions. The aiming subsystem may incorporate, possibly as a backup aiming means, mechanical alignment targets such as the traditional front and rear sights of a rifle. This is really interesting stuff. Like, it really is, if you've been attacked by this stuff, to know how they can target you and see you, like, just using the weapon. I mean, they surely have these dual-use directed energy weapons for making images of us and then shooting us. They definitely do. The dual-use directed energy weapon and imager may also include a communication subsystem. The communication subsystem may use a two-way wired, wireless, or optical link to communicate image and control information to a remote or detached location. The communication subsystem may be used in conjunction with the aiming, security, and control subsystems to allow remote operation of the dual-use directed energy weapon and imager, or remote authorization for its use. The communication subsystem may transmit image data from the imager and the aiming subsystem to a remote location for monitoring, recording, or analysis. So all these people shooting these directed energy weapons may have something on their weapons to actually send it to a main source that is taking all this data, what they're receiving, who they're hitting, like how it's hurting us, and it can go to a source. It can go to like whoever's monitoring it remotely. Well, I didn't even know that. You can get all that data from them microwaving us in our sleep and send it to whoever's I guess, giving the orders for this. That's scary. Okay, that's very scary. Okay, referring now to Figure 2, another dual-use directed energy weapon and imager may include a generator for generating a first beam of electromagnetic energy, a beam director for directing the first beam of electromagnetic energy to an object, an illuminator for illuminating the object with a second beam of electromagnetic energy, and an imager for forming an image of the object using at least a portion of the second beam of electromagnetic energy that is reflected from the object as an image beam. It doesn't say "and." These people, they have a hard time with their English. I guess they're scientists and don't want to put an "and" in there. Elements of Figure 2 have having a reference designator between 110 and 190, which are parts of the diagram, have the same function as designed in conjunction with Figure 1, and the description of such elements will not be repeated. The dual-use directed energy weapon and imager may include an integrated electromagnetic energy source and image detector, which constitutes part of both the generator and the imager. The integrated electromagnetic energy source and image detector may include an array of transmit-receive modules, each of which that function both as a source of electromagnetic energy and as a detector. The integrated electromagnetic energy source and image detector may include an array of electromagnetic energy sources interleaved with a second array of detectors. The array of detectors may be adapted to detect electromagnetic energy of a different polarization or a different wavelength from the electromagnetic energy provided by the array of sources. I have no idea what I just read. Alright, it's really long. I may do a part 2 of reading this. I gotta eat. I gotta use the bathroom. Wow, there's so much stuff with electromagnetic energy they put out on us. The claims I want to read. The claims that what this weapon does. Okay, I'm gonna stop this video and do part 2 immediately after this video because I've got to use the bathroom and eat. But I'm gonna start off where I left off and continue to go and just read the whole patent of this dual-use directed energy weapon, which can actually image you and attack you at the same time, or the object, as we're called in the patent. We're called objects instead of them knowing that it was going to be used on humans. So I guess they were unaware of that. Alright. Alright, I'll be right back with part 2.